Real Madrid to a draw here in New San Mamés earlier in the season. We saw how they went to the Camp Nou and felt a little bit disappointed just to get a share of the points with the 2-2 draw earlier in the season. And Garitano has selected a tough looking starting 11. We'll be bringing you those 11s very, very soon when we get them up on screen. But I can tell you, well, here it is. Athletic Club, Iago Herrerin in goal. At the back, De Marcos, Dari, Inigo Martinez and Balenciaga. Double pivot in front of them for Beñat and Dani Garcia. Suzaeta, Raul Garcia and Yuri Berchiche will be playing behind Iñaki Williams. What's surprising about that? Well, Suzaeta and Yuri Berchiche, both of them kind of double fullbacks playing in front of the regular fullbacks Balenciaga and De Marcos, and that means that on the bench it's Unai Simon, Kenan Kodro, who was born in San Sebastian, so is Basque, although he represents Herzegovina, Bosnia, Unai Nunez, San Jose, Munain, Inigo Cordoba and Ibai Gomez. Munain, Cordoba and Gomez all played in the defeat to Real Sociedad last weekend. Albert, are you surprised to see them all changed, all starting on the bench?
Well, it seems that the lineup of Athletic Club is set to play against Barcelona. They're not really thinking on themselves. They're thinking more in stopping how attacking Barcelona, as we are seeing the lineup of Football Club Barcelona. Yeah,
I'll just briefly tell you, you've seen them on the screen, but it's Ter Stegen in goal, Semedo, Piqué, Lenglet, Sergio Roberto at the back, Vidal, Busquets and Rakitic in midfield, with Messi, Suarez and Coutinho up front. On the bench, Iñaki Peña, the young keeper, Dembélé, back from injury, on the bench today, Malcolm Murillo, Boateng, Aligna and Vermeulen. And you can see Iñaki Williams receiving the Best Player of the Month of January award, and he's been absolutely brilliant, starting to score the goals that we've been crying out for Iñaki Williams to do this season.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. He's improving his game. It is true that he's playing in a position that I think he's not his best position, but it is true that Aduri is not being fit. He's the only player that they can play in that position. Yep. He's quick, he's playing fantastically, and as you said, that we will talk a bit later on the game, is this two double left back that Athletic Club just put on the first 11, basically just to stop the right back of Football Club Barcelona, and also to attack them through that side, because both of them, Balenciaga and Yuri, are very offensive.
Also seeing De Marcos and Suzaeta on the right. Azpiazu expects that a lot of balls will be put into the box to probe this Barcelona defence, which at times this season had looked a little bit vulnerable to high balls. Barcelona playing in yellow, Athletic Club in the classic, historic red and white stripes and black shorts. It's Athletic Club attacking the goal to the right of your screens as their manager, Gaisca Garitano, looks on, battling to hold on to that one. Semedo, the flag is raised. There'll be a free kick to Football Club Barcelona. Azpiazu said himself he was surprised Muniain started on the bench, but he said Raul Garcia is a good, strong player in the air, and he also added, and we know how he plays, and I think we understand what Azpiazu meant when he said that.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the lineup that Athletic Club put today on the pitch, it means that they're going to play completely different than they did so far. Remember that the last game it was Cordoba on the left and Muniain behind the striker. That means Athletic Club could play more a combination game and the ball on the floor. Now is Yuri on the left side, who's going to put a lot of crosses, and Raul Garcia getting into the box to finishing alongside Iñaki Williams. That means that Athletic Club will play a more direct play today.
Ivan Rakitic finding Gerard Piqué. It's been a lively start from Athletic, pushing Barca back. We expect them to press Barca fairly high up. We know Barca will be dominating phases of the game. That was Garitano's words ahead of the game, as this one's driven in by Suzaeta, and it's well defended in the end by Sergio Busquets. Nodded back in. Williams controlling. It's blocked by Gerard Piqué, who wants to prevent the corner. Applause from Garitano, applause from the home fans, and this is what Athletic will want, to put Barca under pressure early on.
This is the handball that they were asking to the referee. Did rebound that it hits the hand of Semedo.
Key moment, Suarez assuming his role on the front post. Ter Stegen has been questioned in terms of his judgment when coming out of his box. It's headed away by Gerard Piqué and collected by Leo Messi, who can't control it. Whipped in by Beñat Echeverría. There's another opportunity. Barcelona will have expected to have been put under pressure in the early moments, and they certainly are. In you go, it was cleared by Piqué. It's a very positive start from Athletic.
This is exactly what everybody expected,
sure.
And mainly the fans of Athletic Club. A team that from the beginning, the last 10-15 minutes, are pushing Barcelona, putting Barcelona in his box, and don't let him out with some crosses, long balls. Barcelona, I'm sure they knew that, so they have to be careful. At the moment that they get the ball, they have to try to keep it and send Athletic Club back again and have the possession. Otherwise, they'll be defending in the box for the next 10-15 minutes.
Balenciaga back to Inigo, all the way back to Yago Herrerín, who sends it long once more. Looking for the head of Raúl García. Got the better of Lenglet. Referee waving play on. Alberto, you were surprised to see Leo Messi out there, bearing in mind the games Barca have got coming up after this one.
Yeah, it's a surprise, but that means that Ernesto and Leo also taking this game very seriously.
Of course.
It is true that Barcelona are not playing midweek, so they don't have any cup game, and the next game they're gonna play is the next weekend, and then they have Champions League. But I think the fact that they have 1 week to rest, it means that Leo can rest within the next 6-7 days.
Well, here he is on the ball, Messi. Quick to feed it wide to Suarez. Returns it to Leo Messi. Messi, lovely ball over the top, but well intercepted and cleared by Yaray. By Oscar de Marcos, I should say. Busquets finding Arturo Vidal in the starting lineup today in the place of the injured Artur Melo. That's bad news this week for Ernesto Valverde, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because Artur is doing very well, and Valverde is using it a lot because he's one of the players that they can keep the possession, they can hold on, they can have the game where Barcelona wants, not to be two up and down games. So he's a good controller, and he's a big miss. Yeah.
It's a nice ball from Busquets to Semedo, but he was dispossessed, wins it back, or helps to win it back. Can't quite keep the ball in play. When we talk about those fixtures, you're quite right. Barcelona have no game midweek. Other teams, of course, starting their Champions League campaign again midweek. And then the next game in La Liga is home to Valladolid. So presumably they're thinking we have these 10 days where we can perhaps get players up to 100% fitness. Then they're away to Lyon in the Champions League, away to Sevilla in La Liga, away to Real Madrid in the Cup, away to Real Madrid in La Liga. And that's an Everest to climb. That's a lovely ball over. Williams stretching to get a touch to it, unable to bring the ball under control. Applause from the home fans. Inigo Martinez with the long ball, looking for the lone striker of Athletic Club.
So we can say they have now, well, 10 days more or less, not too difficult, but then is a good run of difficult games, and everybody has to be fit.
Here's Messi, Busquets.
But regarding Messi, you will see, or you see what he's doing. You don't expect Messi, even if the game is in a very high tempo, you don't see Messi going crazy. He will slow down, he will take his time, so he will risk when he thinks he has to. Otherwise, he will rest, he will walk.
Good ball from Coutinho, just over hit. Showing understanding there as Sergio Roberto made the run into the box. Really huge opportunity for Philippe Coutinho, with Ousmane Dembélé back on the bench, back from injury. Coutinho has to make an impact today.
Yeah, definitely. I think it did okay the time that Dembele was out with the injury. It is true that if you compare the level of them two, Dembele is in a better situation. Dembele are playing better, was more effective when he was playing, but Coutinho did pretty good. We don't expect now Dembele starting to play and being 100% as he was before the injury, but it is important that he's back in the team.
Sergio Roberto goes down right on the halfway line, free kick to Football Club Barcelona.
And it's also interesting to know the reason why Ernesto Valverde is playing Sergio Roberto on the right instead of Semedo. He's been changing.
Yeah, we've seen them both, haven't we, at left back?
Exactly. I think the reason it could be that in terms of going forward, Sergio Roberto is better in terms of taking decisions with the ball and being right-footed. It will be more danger than Semedo when he goes forward.
But this is Semedo getting forward and winning the first corner of the game for Football Club Barcelona. Dari with the block. But I think, quite honestly, both Semedo and Sergio Roberto playing at left back have done a really good job for Ernesto Valverde. Obviously, Jordi Alba's the first choice, but quality substitutes for him. It's whipped in and headed clear by Raul Garcia. Coutinho with the corner. Slightly miscued, nodded on by Busquets. And finally Inigo Martinez heads it back to Iago Herrerín. It's been a lively opening 8, nearly 9 minutes here.
Then we have to see how Athletic Club attacks through the left side, because as I said, both are very offensive. And now Barcelona playing as a right midfielder is Rakitic, and if they have any problem, I think that probably Ernesto Valverde would be thinking of swapping Arturo Vidal with Rakitic. Arturo Vidal is more defensive, is sharper than Rakitic in attack and in defense, and if they have problems in that side, possibly we will see him swapping those positions, Arturo Vidal on the right and Rakitic on the left.
Rakitic it is who finds Busquets. Coutinho dropping back, supported here by Semedo. This is Arturo Vidal. Rakitic picking out Sergio Roberto. Piqué. Busquets to Lenglet. Vidal. He had to be sharp there. Vidal again. And this is Messi. Trying to float one through, blocked by Inigo. Solid line of 5 men at the back when Messi was on the ball.
Yeah, but we're not used to see Athletic Club playing like this at home. Yeah. All the games that they have played at home with Garitano, they have been very offensive. They are high pressing. They don't let the opposition play. They're pushing high. Well, there's a lot of respect of Barcelona. That's why we see Athletic Club just sitting back and waiting for Barcelona.
Well, Garitano ahead of the game was saying that he wants his players to be aggressive to make Barcelona feel uncomfortable. He said he knows Barca are going to dominate things for long phases of the game. That's a loose one from Vidal. And the shot just wide. First opportunity of the game coming for the home side. Barely 11 minutes on the clock. It's a really loose one from Vidal. Very casual indeed. Iñaki Williams making a brilliant run into the box. And the shot just wide. Yuri Berchiche it was who put it wide. This one's Vidal trying to make up for that earlier lack of concentration. Leo Messi can't get the ball into the area. Lost out by Di Marcos. Down goes Semedo. Free kick to Barcelona. Well, first opportunity there. Berchiche with the shot. It was always going wide, I think, but showing that attack down the left flank that you were talking about, Albert, and Barcelona quick to respond.
Exactly. Athletic just waiting for their opportunity, very direct when they have the chance to go. And we have seen all the aspects of Arturo Vidal, losing a ball and then getting into the box in the attacking, getting the ball back, recovering. So this is a player that is not really a Barcelona player style, but he suits a lot, and he brings this small chaos that it helps Barcelona sometimes to attack.
That's the word, chaos, isn't it? I've heard it described as anarchy as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, he'll have had his heart in his mouth when he saw that one collected by Berchiche, aiming for the head of Piqué. The whistle's gone, the flag is up for offside. And you can see there how Piqué had just made half a step beyond the last man. Linesman quick to reach the flag. I think Berchiche could hardly believe his eyes when he saw that one. It fell so beautifully for him, and he struck it firmly.
Yeah, he did good. It wasn't a bad strike. It was okay. Sergio Roberto tried to recover, but it was too far forward. And again, we'll see now Valenciaga doubling up, overtaking, and Yuri with the ball. So they'll be doing that when they have the ball in the left side. In the right side is not the same. Susaeta is more a control player. It's true that the Marcos can do so, but Susaeta will keep more the position and try to play more, being the playmaker in that side.
Beñat finding Di Marcos, who wins a throw that was blocked by Philippe Coutinho. Throw in to Athletic Club. Williams. Busquets. Calm under pressure from Busquets. Rakitic picks out Sergio Roberto. And here's Vidal again. Well, chaos, anarchy.
Yeah, it's surprisingly, I think that he expected to have a player behind him pressing him. That's why he turned and passed the ball so quick. That's why it's so important, the communication. Someone has to tell him hold on, or man on, or whatever, or time. So it's important that people talk to him, but there are two consecutive mistakes that can be danger for Barcelona.
It's important for a player then to regain confidence all over again. It'll be interesting to watch Arturo Vidal's next contact with the ball.
And the next one should be very easy. You know, get the ball and pass it close to someone and not lose it.
Yeah,
that's
guarantee the pass,
exactly,
absolutely. Here's Dari. It's nodded on by Raul Garcia. The advantage is for Semedo under pressure from Susaeta. Barca's ball.
Was offside, I think.
Yeah, quite clearly, and the linesman in a perfect position just waited before raising the flag, and that's what frustrated Garitano there, but there can be no complaints about that decision. Sergio Roberto back to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Nodded on by Rakitic. Beñat wins it. Busquets to Vidal. Here's the moment. Well, oh, lovely step over there by Suarez. Suarez, who goes down, complains there was a knock, and referee Del Ferro Grande, not impressed, waves play on. So typical of Suarez, that reception and turn without even touching the ball. He just came up against a red and white wall on that occasion.
No reason to complain, though.
No. Oh, well. Showing determination indeed there, Luis Suarez. What a competitive animal he is.
Look where Rakitic is pressing the right centre back.
Well, it was Vidal who made the pass, so didn't show too many nerves there. And watching Aduriz. Well, they miss him, but at 37 years of age, they can't expect too much more from him. Williams wide. Susaeta curling one. What an astonishing save from Marc-Andre ter Stegen. It's Susaeta's shot. That was directed to the top left-hand corner. That was on target, and with the wrong hand, Marc-Andre ter Stegen had enough strength to just tip it over the bar. Brilliant shot and a brilliant save.
That's a superb save from ter Stegen. Great shot from Susaeta with his not so good foot, his right-footed. Fantastic effort for Susaeta and great save.
Beñat to put the ball back in play. Swings it in. Problems for ter Stegen. And that's right across the face of the Barcelona goal. Hand in the air, Raul Garcia has his hand up and then appears to apologise. And this is where Barcelona can suffer in San Mamés. Driven in short this time. Falls to Williams. He's got the support of Beñat, but he gets the cross in. Vidal doesn't manage to make the clearance. Raul Garcia's shot or cross was blocked. And Barcelona get the immediate danger away. Two tough corners to defend there for Football Club Barcelona.
Yeah, it is a danger for Barcelona if they let Athletic Club to go into this kind of play. This is where they are strongest, and they have to do what they're doing now: have the ball, keep it, make Athletic Club to drop and to defend, and that's it. But important not to lose the ball.
Lovely ball from Messi to Suarez. Suarez in turn picks out Sergio Roberto. Suarez steps over for Messi. Messi, a little nutmeg pass and wins the corner. He could have kept it in play, but decided the corner was probably the most advantageous situation. Really lovely ball out to Sergio Roberto from Luis Suarez there. And now it's Barca to put pressure on their hosts, Leo Messi to take the corner. Been very impressed with Athletic Club's attitude so far. Coutinho to Messi. Messi finds Rakitic. And Messi was sprinting into the box but lost his footing. I think got his stud stuck in the playing surface there. Seeing Messi move, Albert, is he 90%, 95%, 100%, 85% fit?
You never know the percentage, but it's true that he's not 100%. When he's fully fit, we can see him pressing, sprinting quicker. It seems like he is waiting for his moment. We haven't seen yet Messi to do 100% sprint, and I don't think that we will see. But well, I have to say that it means that when he gets the ball, he can put a couple of assists and create something very important for Barcelona at any moment.
That was a really awkward bouncing ball for Gerard Piqué under pressure from Raul Garcia, probably the last man in the world you want challenging for a ball like that, and Piqué did really well, and how brilliantly Rakitic got away from the pressure he was under there. This is Semedo. Rakitic back to Clement Lenglet. Piqué now striding forward. Coutinho. Leo Messi. Just trying to take on too many men there and dispossessed. Applause from the home fans. Dani Garcia back to Inigo. Dani Garcia again. Suarez goes into press. It's one in the air by Rakitic, collected by Leo Messi. Sergio Roberto. Messi's got Vidal ahead of him. Sergio Roberto making the run. Very well read indeed by Yuri though. Beñat. Raul Garcia was down. He got up pretty sharpish when he saw the ball coming. This is better. Yuri blocked, and blocked well. And Vidal says thank you very much. Busquets with the challenge.
There was a couple of seconds where Yuri had the chance to put a cross because Iñaki Williams was there. He didn't see it clear, and then Busquets had the time to go and get the ball. And this is Coutinho, who has to get more involved in the game. At the moment he touched, I think, one ball, not creating anything, and he is a player with a lot of quality. He has to be more involved.
Messi looking for Suarez. Lovely ball in from Messi. A smile on the face of Suarez, but it's frustration. How these two understand each other. He didn't quite get the contact he wanted. I'm not sure he even gets a touch, does he?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, he just does. You're right. Just not quite enough.
But that means that Messi, even walking on the pitch, is able to do this kind of passes.
Williams getting the better of Gerard Piqué. Still Williams. It's blocked in the end by Langlais. Fell back to Di Marcos. And Beñat penalised for that challenge on Busquets. And Busquets having words with Gerard Piqué there. What do you think he's recriminating Piqué for there?
Well, I think he's telling him that Iñaki Williams went past him too easily.
Okay.
I think Gerard Piqué is a player that never gets on the ground to stop anyone, and I think Iñaki Williams, it was too easy for him. It is true that if you compare the speed of one and the other, Iñaki Williams will have to go. But Piqué could have held on a little bit and stay on the feet.
Coutinho for Barcelona as they respond. Semedo cuts it back for Suarez. It's a heavy touch. That ball had gone out. Well, it's end to end, and we're halfway through the first half. No scorers yet, but Athletic Club causing that man, Ernesto Valverde, problems, as of course he returns to the ground where he was manager successfully for 3 or 4 seasons.
When you say is a box-to-box game, you can see the faces of the two managers. They don't like that at all. No. They like the control.
Fans love it. The managers don't. Herrerín sending it long again. Comes to Busquets. Just caught there by Raúl García, who apologised. Sergio Roberto back to Ter Stegen. Williams goes into press. It's a poor clearance straight to the feet of Beñat. Suzaeta rips the cross in. Williams couldn't hold it. Falls to Raúl García. Blocked on the line by Ter Stegen, who's delighted when the ball nodded back to him. Well, Raúl García had all the intention in the world behind that shot. And once again, Barca at 6s and 7s. A little bit fortunate, Iñaki Williams miscued it and it fell beautifully for Raúl García, who kept the shot on target. And Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has probably been Barca's outstanding player so far.
Yeah, that tells you that Barcelona are not having an easy game. This last piece of play of Athletic Club, it tells you that what's happening to Barcelona in the last game. They're having a lot of problems to get out of the pressing when a team just presses very high. You just watch out.
Good work there from Coutinho, combining with Semedo. Suarez unable to do anything with it on the edge of the box. And a chance now for Athletic, and Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, aware of the danger, quickly off his line as Iñaki Williams honed in on that one. Suarez, Busquets, Messi. Oh, lovely ball to Semedo, and this time it's Herrerín. It comes to Messi, who chips it onto the top of the net, maybe just clipping the bar. Very similar to the action at the other end, only on this occasion Herrerín couldn't hold it. It's Messi's ball. The run-in from Semedo. Herrerín very brave, but that's the player you don't want the rebound to come to, and he clips the roof of the crossbar. Semedo just got a touch on that one. Herrerín absolutely stranded, and what an attempt from Leo Messi. Well, there's no score, Albert, but in 25 minutes we've seen a remarkable save from Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, and Leo Messi hit the crossbar.
Well, I'm writing down all the chances in the game.
You're going to have to turn the page.
25 minutes, I've got 6 or 7 already. That tells you that everybody, all the teams, both teams are having problems.
Good ball from Williams. The shot blocked by Sergio Roberto. Yuri Berchiche again. This time he wins the corner. And by the look on his face, he knows there was a chance there. Sergio Roberto turning away as he blocked it. And Yuri hit it, well, basically straight at the Barca right back. It's a corner. Suzaeta to put the ball in. Again, they'll be looking to put pressure on Ter Stegen here. Driven in low, headed clear by Ivan Rakitic. Good run by Yuri. This time the cross blocked by Rakitic again. It comes back to Yuri, goes down and wins a free kick in what could be a very, very dangerous situation indeed.
Well, problems for Barcelona, the determination of Athletic Club, the intensity, they get in the ball to the duels before Barcelona, they put in more intensity. This is the moment where the people were asking for a handball of Rakitic. I think it's not. But they have to be careful, because what's happening is the full backs of Athletic Club are going forward, plus the wings. Barcelona are not defending. Messi obviously is not defending. Coutinho is too far inside, so he's not chasing his full back neither. That is where Athletic Club are creating some problems.
As you can see, 27 meters the distance. Beñat whips it in, and it was Dari who got the touch right on the edge of the 6-yard box. Tremendous opportunity again for Athletic. Dari still lamenting that. Suzaeta with the corner, plays it short this time. Semedo quickly onto him to prevent him getting the cross in. And nothing doing, says the referee. De Marcos goes down. It was Luis Suarez. Huge appeal from the fans. Referee Del Ferro Grande allowing that. That's that kind of contact we can allow. Well,
exactly. Yeah. Suarez has did very good, defended well. He gained the position to De Marcos, and I think nothing happens. There is Coutinho.
Yeah, lovely footwork, but he ran out of ideas. De Marcos again searching for Iñaki Williams. Well dealt with by Longley. Vidal nodding it back to Gerard Piqué. Ter Stegen. Messi having to drop very deep to collect that one. Suarez leaves it superbly. Now he gets it back from Sergio Roberto. Messi again. And here's Ivan Rakitic. Semedo to Coutinho. Cheers from the home fans. But Calitano won't mind Barca with possession there. It's from about here that it gets more of a concern for the home team. This is Rakitic to Messi.
But this is what Barcelona have to do. They are more happy with that. They're really having an open game, which is better for Athletic Club. We're able to run to the spaces, and they are quicker on the counter. So that's why Barcelona have to, as long as they can, they have to do this game.
Sergio Roberto, lack of understanding there with Busquets. Williams brings the ball down, turns away from Vidal. Vidal showing strength. It's Busquets. It's blocked by Beñat, who goes across to have a word with referee Del Ferro Grande. I think everybody in San Mamés felt that there could have been a free kick given for the challenge on Iñaki Williams. It's a lovely ball over the top from Rakitic. Semedo can't quite keep that one in play. Fooled by the bounce there, the Portuguese. Throw into Athletic. As Dembélé watches on. Well, that's the challenge that infuriated Beñat. But doesn't seem to be anything in it.
No.
Problems there, but Raul Garcia looks for Williams. That's a good ball into Yuri, but well defended by Sergio Roberto. It'll be an Athletic Club throw-in.
And again, Athletic trying to attack through that side, to the left side of Football Club Barcelona, knowing that Messi is never there. He's always up front and inside, not defending. So there's always a 2v1 situation in that side. But Barcelona, it's always is attacking also on the left side. It's a bit surprising because Sergio Roberto, I think, is better to attack with the ball, but they are using more Semedo than Sergio Roberto at the moment.
There's Longley for Barcelona. Williams goes in, blocks his pass. It'll be a throw to Barcelona.
don't see so many mistakes of both teams, mainly Barcelona. They're not used to lose so many easy balls. They normally are better in possession. They're making a few mistakes. It looks like they are rushing or they are not. I don't know what's going on, but they don't feel comfortable on the pitch.
Isn't it down to do with the pressure that Athletic Club are putting on them? But I mean, it's not too great, but I mean they're working hard and pushing them. Maybe
it's not such a big pressure that don't allow Barcelona to do what they can do so good.
The whistle goes for a free kick for the challenge on Raul Garcia. Clement Lenglet clearly disagrees. Referee Delfero Grande has given a free kick for this.
Well, actually, it's a foul of Raul Garcia to Lenglet. Lenglet goes for the ball, Raul Garcia doesn't.
Wasn't even looking at the ball, he was looking at Lenglet. But he's a master of this, isn't he? This is what Raul Garcia gives.
How many of these have seen the referee in his career? So they should see that Raul Garcia is not going to the ball, but clever enough.
Well, clever, that's for sure. He's been doing it for years. At Athletic Club, at Atletico Madrid, at Osasuna. All teams, you know, with a physical approach to football, and
a great player to have in your team.
Fantastic player to have in your team.
You always want a player like Raul Garcia who does these things.
Master of the black arts.
Yeah. And again, Barcelona losing a ball. It's a strange game for Barcelona.
Vidal with the block. It'll be a throw to the Lions Athletic Club. Benyat plays it back to Inigo. Sends it long. Looking for and finding Raul Garcia, who tends to win the majority of those balls. Awkward for Piqué. Plays it back to Ter Stegen. Semedo turning away superbly from Suzaeta, who sticks to his task. And that's a firm challenge. And Yedai penalised. Garitano in the technical area looking on. It's Suarez, so they're going to assume he's making it up, but he does catch him, doesn't he, on the right ankle?
Well, that's a foul. Luis Suarez goes for the ball, stops to have the control, and Geray doesn't stop. Kicking from behind is a clear free kick. Not yellow card, obviously, but it is a free kick. And Athletic Club have very clear what they have to do. If they don't want to risk at all in the build-up when Barcelona presses, that's why they put Raul Garcia today to have to put these balls there. He holds it, he plays it back, and if it's not Raul Garcia, then they use Williams to the space. So clever tactics for Garitano today.
Di Marcos dealt with that awkward one well. Busquets gets his head to Herrerin's clearance. 10 minutes to go in the first half. No score as Vidal picks out Rakitic. Who's on the left of midfield, as you suspected he would be. Leo Messi. Rakitic with a bit of time to make his mind up, plays it back to Busquets. Vidal to Messi. Vidal again. Lenglet.
Play if it doesn't go through Messi.
Well, that one not well cleared by Athletic Club, and it's Suarez. Picks out Messi. Upping the pace a bit, Messi tries a shot, and that was very awkward indeed. Driven in low and bouncing awkwardly up into the chest of Iago Herrerin. And the resulting corner will be taken by Messi. Shots on target, that's the first one. Seems a bit unfair because Messi hit the bar with that attempt from distance. Here is Messi. Vidal with a little flick. Raul Garcia with a clearance. Again, it's going to be difficult one for Rakitic. Nods it back to Semedo and all the way back to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. But sends it long.
But you see the situation, normally ter Stegen should have waited a little bit and played to Semedo, who is getting in position, and played to the left back. But instead of that, he just hit a long ball. It seems like they're not feeling comfortable with.
Dari, returning it to the fullback, to the keeper once more. In you go.
I might say a silly thing, but I think that for this game, I don't think that Ernesto Valverde will do, but it would be interesting to see how Aleñá does in this game as a, as offensive midfielder, having the ball, holding it, playing inside. I think he's a player who is able to keep the ball strong, and I think he will do good for Barcelona if he comes on, because Arturo Vidal is not really doing any good job today. He's helping in defense, that's true, but in terms of attacking, this is the handball that is asking of Iñaki Williams.
Well, the hand is out away from the body. He has no time to react and
exactly,
avoid the contact, though. Still there. Well, you've talked about Carlos Aleñá. Do you think this is a game for Ousmane Dembélé coming back from injury?
I think that if it's not really necessary, Dembélé won't come on. I think it will give him one more week to recover, to fully recover. And but let's see. Messi is not 100% neither. As I said, I don't think that they make a change so quick, and not Ernesto won't make a change in the half time. But I think that Carlos Aleñá will be a good addition to Barcelona today.
Rakitic, not the most precise of balls. Suarez wins it back, but illegally. Free kick to Athletic Club. Tremendous battle between those two. Inigo and Luis Suarez. Semedo. Dari to Dani Garcia. Valenciaga, good ball there. Cuts it inside to Berchiche. Williams. Suzaeta. This is better from Athletic. Longley with a clearance! Raul Garcia. He's claiming it took a deflection, should be a corner, but I think if he's angry about anything, it'll be missing the target. Once again, Athletic Club with the ball coming in from the right side, put into the area by Suzaeta, poorly defended by Barca. It fell to Raul Garcia, and although he missed the target, that's another clear-cut opportunity for Athletic Club. The fans are whistling the referee for not giving a corner.
So I think it was a deflection there.
I think you're probably right. I mean, you can see by the reaction. But I think Raul Garcia is more angry about not having made ter Stegen work than about not getting a corner.
Definitely.
That should well have been 1-0.
Yeah, but how clever it is. I mean, he's always waiting for the ball in a position where nobody can pick him, and then is a good finisher. He's not lucky today because he had a couple of free chances. But as you said, Atleti are creating too many chances to Barcelona, and too easily.
Sergio Roberto. Here's Leo Messi. Ooh, lovely footwork. The shot took a huge deflection, practically a block. It comes out to Rakitic. It's blocked by Oscar de Marcos for a throw-in for Barcelona. Busquets to Leo Messi. Busquets again, returning it to Messi. Just too many red and white shirts for even Messi to get through. Lovely first touch from Williams. Really well defended by Clement Lenglet there. Here's Busquets again.
And regarding our Athletic Club, I think the tactics that got it done. Oh, well.
Lovely ball from Coutinho to Semedo. He cuts it back towards Messi. Well defended in the end by Dari. Williams. Foul by Clement Longley.
So I was saying that the tactics that Garitano put on the pitch, I think they are fantastic. They're creating a lot of chances to Barcelona with these two full-backs in the same side, left-backs in the left side, and here with De Marcos and Susaeta, also Beñat, and here's the deflection.
Clearly came off Sergio Roberto. And it's not just a slight deflection, that's a block, and that was going on target, so my apologies to Raul Garcia. Didn't mean to suggest that he was incapable of hitting the target. In the end, it was well defended by Sergio.
Yeah,
Roberto.
he was.
Very lucky
good
to get away with a goal kick, and he's still a little bit annoyed about it.
Well, he will be annoyed until at the end of the game. But what a good player.
Beñat floating it in. All the advantage for Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Yeah, you said so many teams want to have a player like Raul Garcia in their side. What you don't want is to have him playing for your rivals.
No, of course not. Of course not. Look at the pressing here. Let's see how they do.
Doing very well, but it fell to Rakitic. Got a bit of space here. Rakitic turning, slow to make the pass. Sergio Roberto now, but Athletic Club have had the opportunity to get bodies back behind the ball. Vidal. Messi. Coutinho. Looking for Suarez. It's really, really well defended. And no wonder the home fans applaud. Inigo Martinez has been on brilliant form in the last couple of months. Looking very, very much in control.
He's been brilliant. Yeah, and Geray also, they have a good partnership there.
Rakitic back to Coutinho. And they're very well set up for central defenders, Athletic Club. Messi dipping one in towards Suarez. It's well dealt with by Oscar De Marcos. It will be a corner though as we move into the final minute. I think when Aymeric Laporte left Athletic Club, many of us felt that the heart and soul of their defence corner. Well punched clear by Raul Garcia. No, the throw quickly taken. It's at the feet of Leo Messi. Busquets. Messi, dangerous. Lays it back for Messi. Messi's shot is blocked. And that's the final action of a very lively first half. Raul Garcia having words with the referee, and he's quite right on this occasion. If you're still arguing about that.